Hello, people. Welcome to the first day of BIONICLE March Madness. I think that's what I'm going to call the series anyway. Just going to do the typical stream thing of waiting for people to join in on the stream. And then we'll get started. I just have on the BIONICLE Mask of Light soundtrack, and I'm just gonna hope that that ain't gonna copyright strike me. If it does, that's unfortunate. Because what we're gonna do today is we're gonna read the comics, or at least some of them. Because I'm thinking, not everybody here knows all the BIONICLE lore or even know what BIONICLE is or what it's about. So I'm gonna, introduce it properly by doing things in its actual release order. And then we'll get deeper into the actual lore and shit. And the games and stuff. We're into a lot this month. I'm not sure how ready I am for it, but we'll see how it goes. Bing bang bong. Your opinion is wrong. Why did it say that? I don't know. So yeah, I mean, if you're just viewing this as sort of like a VOD type of deal, just skip ahead. I'll let you know when we get properly started. But let me know. What's your opinion on BIONICLE? Do you remember it as a kid? Did you never get into it? You never heard of it? Were you a big fan of it? What's your relation to BIONICLE? Because I am a big fan. I was born a bit after it had already started, so I didn't get really into it myself with the toys, but I remember my cousin and my brother had a lot of the toys, and I used to steal from them, so that's how I got into it. But I definitely don't want to get started reading the comics just yet. I at least want to have someone watching the stream so that I am not just reading through it alone and waiting for people to watch it in post. Because, it's a live stream. That's the whole point, is that... Ooh, music got intense all of a sudden. I didn't check this track beforehand. Hopefully a lot of the music lines up with what's going on in the actual comic. But yeah, we're going to be reading. This is the first BIONICLE comic. I'm pretty sure that was released here 1st of June 2001. Some early shit. Oh, you can actually highlight the text. Oh my god. Didn't think they would be able to do that. Not all of it, but some of it. Part 1 of 3. Of course, we got Farshti's name there. Greg Farshti, the main writer of BIONICLE, I believe. Absolute Chad of a man. Only $2.25 for the comic. That's pretty good. Here you can see the original Toa heroes, the Toa Mata. You got Tahu at the front because he's the leader. You got Liwa in the green. You got Pohatu in the brown, Onua in the black back there. You got Kopaka in the white, and Gali in the blue. Keep in mind there's currently an active, through all of March, there's an active poll. You can find it on my community tab or in my Discord, where you can vote on which of these original 6 that I'm going to buy at the end of the month. Beep-bop-boo. I have a lot of plans. Today we're going to read the comics. I was thinking tomorrow we'd start playing one of those games. There's some quizzes and stuff. There's some tier lists I'm going to make. There's some mocks I want to look at. All kinds of stuff. And we're just going to see what we have time for. My favorite part of live streams, when you have a small fan base, is just waiting for like one person to show up so you're not completely alone. Because I could just start now, but then what if somebody joins in midway through and like, what's going on? And I have to like go back and reread it, and that would just be a waste of time. So I'm going to at least wait for one person that is at least somewhat intrigued. And who knows, maybe the wider Bionicle community will take an interest. Who knows? I don't know why I decided to just start doing Bionicle stuff. I mean, there's no other Bionicle content on my channel, really. But I think I've made a reference or two to it. But you know, I was a big Bionicle fan, and I just want more people to know about it, because I believe it's like a really heavily underrated franchise, and it really deserves better. No, let me make sure I'm actually streaming, just in case. Sometimes I forget to set it off private. Yeah, it should be live. There we go. All right. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. We're just playing the waiting game, everybody. Playing the waiting game. Actually, you know, let's there's also like advertisements and shit for the toys, because it's like the actual full comics. Like, hold on. I think there's a page somewhere here. Yeah, look at this. Visit www.bionicle.com. It just cuts off. Check out what's happening. So it's like advertising, for example, the point and click game, which we're gonna play. We got, oh yeah, the Bionicle PC game, which I believe got cancelled, but there's like a rebuilt version of the game I've downloaded, made by the fans. And wait, there's a trading card game? Bionicle trading card game, Quest for the Masks. The mask is just written over power there. Nice. Time for time when the Mananui. Yo, I gotta Google this now. Oh, Bionicle trading cards. Oh my god, it's an actual thing? It is. It's non-canon though. This is so interesting. I need to look into this. Maybe next March I can get an actual set of it. Oh, deck 2 is goated Tahu and Kopaka. It's a game map. I gotta look into this for next March, man. For sure. Let me bookmark this. So I have it for later. Alright. Yeah, I know I don't have a lot of fans that probably know about or care about Bionicle, but usually there's at least one person in the stream, you know? Someone says hi. Maybe they leave, but, you know, at least then I get like some semblance that I'm not just speaking to the void. I'll give it 7 more minutes till it's 12:30, and if no one's showed up by then, I'll just start reading, and the VOD viewers will just have to skip to that point in time. It's Bionicle Month! I'm sure the first day is going to be a little slow, but we'll get the ball rolling. Once I indoctrinate more people into the ways of the Bionicle. Unity, duty, destiny, all that good shiz. Have you guys seen those AI videos where they make like my favorite AI video is Jordan Peterson and Joe Rogan talking about Bionicle. That one's really good. Because like say what you will about AI and the ethics of it and all that shit, but you have to admit the videos are funny. They're funny as hell. I don't care what you think. They're funny. Nothing's gonna change my mind about that. Ugh. Three more minutes. If no one shows up, I'll just get started. Because I can't just sit here all day and wait. I'm gonna do something. I should go get my soda. Do it later. Alright. According to my phone, it is now 12:30. The phone's a little bit ahead of my computer, but I'll go with my phone's time management. So, titled. Nice. Good going. We're just going to start reading on the very first Bionicle comic. I guess we'll read this first to give some context. Yeah. The island of Matanui was once a paradise, until the entity known as Makuta arrived, transforming it into a land of darkness and evil. The natives, called... Okay, so this is where the first bit of lore I have to explain. So, the small people you'll see are, at this point in time, during this comic and some of the earliest games, called Tohunga, but there was a lawsuit from some Polynesian tribes or peoples and they wanted them to change the name because they thought it was insensitive to their culture. So Tuhunga eventually gets changed to Matoran. So that name gets changed. So don't bother remembering Tuhunga. And their leaders, the Turaga, have waited and hoped for heroes who would conquer Makuta and save their home. Now their waiting has come to an end. 6 mighty warriors known as Toa have arrived on Matanui. Each controls a force of nature: fire, air, earth, water, stone, and ice. I still don't know why stone and earth are separate, but whatever. But to triumph over Makuta, they must gather the Kanohi masks of power, which give them greater skills, abilities, and wisdom. The more masks they collect, the more powerful the Toa become. So that's the whole like gimmick of the line, are these masks that they collect, and all the masks supposedly give them different powers and shit. Finding the masks takes great courage, for Makuta controls the land, sea, and sky of Matanui. He also commands a host of terrible creatures known as Rahi, as well as the Manas, fierce predators with power that no single Toa can withstand. If the Toa hope to win, they must find the power of the masks and learn to work together, because that symbol there is the 3 virtues: unity, duty, and destiny. Hold on, I actually should probably just do a little bit of this, and then I can enlarge it so you can see a bit more clearly. There you go. You see these canisters here arrive on the beach. We'll get back in. This is how the Toa are transported to the island of Matanui, how they arrive. I've slept for so long. My dreams have become dark ones. But now I am awakened. Now the shattered elements of my being are rejoined. Now I am whole. Here we have Toa Kopaka, the ice Toa. He arrives on the island of Matanui. Very evil music for this hero here. And the darkness cannot stand before me. There you go, there's Kopaka. He's the cool one. He's like the silent, strong type. He's the Batman of the Bionicle. The evil on this island is about to learn that justice can be very cold. My mask lets me see pathways not seen before, patterns of heat even through the rock, and I see I have a visitor. Come out, little one, before you catch a chill. So yeah, his power, as you see by the many like eyes and stuff, he basically has like X-ray vision and heat vision and all kinds of vision. And he attacks the little guy. My new friend tries to flee, but a coating of ice beneath his feet will bring him sliding back to me. Interesting. The power is in me. The sword is but the focus. So all the heroes have kind of lost their memory, because there's a lot of lore to their background and stuff, but to make it have a fresh slate at the start, they have lost their memories. We have things to discuss. Who are you? And why were you watching me? I am Matoran. I saw you come ashore. I've been waiting for you. All of us here on Matanui have been waiting for you. You and the others. Now if only you can find the masks of power. What others? What masks? His tale is broken, incomplete. But it is the tale told in my dreams, or close to it. I have been summoned, I and others, to challenge a mighty evil. To defeat it, I will need great power. The Kanohi masks will give me that power. Tell me where to find these masks. They are lost, scattered, hidden, all over Matanui. Some are guarded by nightmare creatures, others hidden where no Matoran could reach. Also remember this little guy, Matoro, he'll be important way down the line. Turaga Nuju, the village elder, spoke of a mask of shielding, hidden in the place of far-seeing. Place of far-seeing? Your Turaga speaks in riddles. I hate riddles. I don't even know what this image is supposed to be. Oh, I think it's, this is their footprints, and this is the shadow of a monster, a Rahi. And then... and then... Andy McDonald rides for Bionicle. 6-time X Games gold medalist Andy McDonald knows all about pushing his sport to the limit, so it's no surprise he can relate to Bionicle. Oh, that's funny. That's so weird. Anyway. Let's ignore that. Right. My people are planning an ice bridge to span this chasm in your honor. Until then, I will make my own. No! Uh-oh, the monster. Kopaka, watch out! Another falling. And then another commercial. Bionicle, arriving in July. And then this is just a list of all the Toa and Turaga, the elders, next to their Toa bros. Remember these elders as well, they'll be important later. Wanua, Nuju, Vakama especially, Matau, Nokama, and Onua. Don't struggle, you're safe now. Now I know you are the Toa, the one who will save us. There were easier ways for you to find out. What was that creature? We call them Nui Rama. When they wear infected masks, they are the servants of Makuta, and only one of the dangers you will face. Turaga, he's come! This is... Oh, sorry, this was Nuju's dialogue. Let me redo it. What's a voice for Nuju? When they wear infected masks, they are servants of Makuta, and only one of the dangers you will face. Turaga, he's come! This is... I know who he is, Watoro. You are Kopaka, who wields the power of winter itself. You saved one of your people with no thought to your own safety. You are the one we have waited for. And do you have the answers I seek? This island, Matanui, and these mountains are your home. You can ride the ice and snow, unleash the avalanche, freeze with just a touch. But that is not enough, is it? No. Our world, our people, were once as pure and strong as the ice. Then, Makuta came, bringing evil to this land. To defeat Makuta and restore our land, you will need the great masks of power. You'll find the first at, I know, the place of far-seeing. The sky has darkened. If I could feel the cold, the wind would chill me to the core. And though I sense no storm rising, I hear the rumble of thunder. Watch out! Cram! I love the fucking sound effect noise. Like, why do they feel the need to write down sound effects in comics? I never understood that. Sorry about that. I was practicing. Are you alright? I would be if you weren't standing on me. Let me help you out. Thank you. I don't need help. Let me do it. It'll be faster. I said I can do it myself. Yeah, well, you missed one. Listen, I have a feeling we're both here for the same reason. Why not team up? It might make things easier. I work alone. See, he's Batman. He's the Batman of the Bionicle. By choice, or just because no one can stand you? Alright, come along. After all, I might need a mountain moved or the island lifted. It takes only a short amount of time for me to reach the summit. Surprisingly, Pohatu is not far behind. And there we find the treasure we seek. So yeah, the brown one's Pohatu. He's Toa of Stone. The Mask of Shielding. Yeah, it's a place of far-seeing, alright. You can see the whole island from up here. I can feel the power of the mask protecting me. Yet the powers of the Mask of Vision are still mine to use. We have to go, now. Why? No questions, just follow me. What did you see? Strangers, beings of great power. But are they allies or enemies? And here you see the rest of the squad. Gali, Onua, Liwa, and Tahu, the leader. Kopaka becomes kind of a second in command. And there you go. That's the first comic. Woohoo. Part 2, Trapped by the Rahi. Six mighty heroes, the Toa, have come to the island of Matanui to save it from an evil force called Makuta. Shortly after their arrival, they encountered the tribesmen of the island and their leader, known as Turagas. The key to defeating Makuta, they learned, was obtaining the fabled Kanohi masks of power. But the masks are scattered around the island and protected by deadly beasts called Rahi. Already, Kopaka has encountered one of the powerful creatures among the icy peaks of Mount Ihu. Despite this threat, the Toa have decided to go their separate ways in the quest for more masks of power. But can any Toa alone hope to defeat the Rahi? Yeah, that's why they need to learn unity. It's one of the core tenets. Alright, we have a conversation between the Turaga here. This is the tale of Matanui, and it has been told for so many years. In the time before time, when the world was new, the great spirit Matanui descended from the skies like a burning star. He walked into the world and marveled at its beauty and watched over all living things. But Matanui had been followed by his brother, the dark spirit Makuta. Makuta coveted this world and all that his brother had. Makuta cast a spell that made Matanui sleep. Then Makuta claimed the world, and darkness and death were everywhere. Yet all was not lost. The great beings sent 6 mighty heroes, the Toa, to Matanui. 6 heroes with one destiny, to defeat Makuta and save our world. The Toa will need all their power, for Makuta lives to destroy. Here we have Leva and Gali. What are they up to, I wonder? Now you see why I hate water. You should be more careful, Gali. Next time, I might not be here to save you. Thank you, Liwa, but I can look after myself. The waters are normally my ally, but these seem so strange and angry. Water can't be angry. Can't be anything but wet. I'll stay in the treetops, well away from it. That's not what Liwa sounds like. But we're gonna watch the movies another time, so you'll get to hear it eventually. Without water, there would be no trees. Where are you going? Up. So what do you think of the other Toa? They're very noble and powerful. I regret that we will all be traveling our own paths rather than working together. I really can't tell who's saying what on these panels here. I think this is Leva. I don't. I'm going to find the 6 canoeing masks of power, as the legend says, and free this island from Makuta. The last thing I want is someone else slowing me down. Your dreams are as grand as these trees, Liwa. I hope they do not come crashing down around you. See, Gali is the smart one. It's always the blue one, which also is always the chick, that is always the smart one. They're always the most common ones. I don't know why the fire one's the leader. It should be the water ones. This is the tale of Gali, as told this day by Turaga no Kama. Gali returned to the waters that were her domain, journeying far to find her people. Niwa is daring and strong, but her fair strength alone will not be enough. We face an enemy who holds land, sea, and sky in his grasp. Even the waters whisper of danger. No, sea beast, you will not find me easy prey. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Oh man, look at this. Enter for your chance to win the Search for the Golden Mask sweepstakes. Man. I wish. Oh, we have another skater here. Man, skating was such a big thing back in that time. The hunter of the sea sought to test Gali's strength and skill, for it was Makuta's will that he do so. Makuta believed these Toa were weak pretenders, easily conquered. He saw nothing to fear in them. So many years in darkness must have made Makuta blind. That sea cave ahead is my answer. This creature can match my speed, but not, thank the great beings, my agility. And so she traps the beast inside a cave, I guess. This beast must be one of the Rahi, the monsters of which Kopaka spoke. Well, by the time it finds another exit, I should be safely away. But I wonder, can there be any safety while Makuta reigns? Now I go back to Liwa, swinging in the trees like fucking Tarzan. This is the tale of Liwa, as told by Turaga Mato. While Gali travelled homeward, Liwa had sought my counsel, but he did not welcome the news I gave him. Underwater, the mask of speed is underwater. How incredibly annoying. But it's not a problem. I can handle it. I'll walk in a cavern, swim in the water, a fast swim. And a very, very large monster. Ordinarily, I'd love to stay and chat, but I can see you're just buried. So I guess they're kind of trying to make him sort of like the Spider-Man, you know, he's swinging around, making jokes during battle and shit. I guess they're trying to make him the Spider-Man of the group sort of situation. Gali would probably find this funny. The Toa of air forced to go into water, which he hates. Then again, maybe she's climbing trees somewhere right now. Whoever hid these masks had a nasty sense of humor. Hard to see under here and breathe. I'll have to find the masks quickly if I don't want to run out of air and... What? 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 Whoa? What? Plants? Shock made me open my mouth. No air. But I will be free. Cuts his way out of the living plant life, I guess. Alright, so here, I guess this page describes the different mask powers that they have, which is probably good to know. So Liwa has the Miru, which is the great mask of levitation, allowing the user to float around and glide in the air. Tahu has the mask of shielding, which you just saw earlier Kopaka found his own, which provides a protection against attacks the user is aware of, but not against ambushes. Obviously, you have to be aware of it to use it. Pohatu has the Grakama, which is the mask of speed, which is actually one of the most busted basic masks there is. Gali has the Cow. I know it's a funny name, but it is the water-breathing mask. Onua has the Bakari, the mask of strength, so he's just full-on physical kick-your-ass mask. And Kopaka has the Akaku, the mask of X-ray vision. Yeah. And then you have the masks used by the Turaga. Matao has the mask of illusion, which also allows him to actually take on the appearance of others in its Toa form, but we'll get back to that. Vakama has the mask of concealment, allowing the user to turn invisible. Onua has the mask of mind control. Nokama has the mask of translation. Wenua has the mask of night vision. And Matao has the mask of telekinesis. Sorry, Nuju, not Matao. I just confused it because I read Matatu right there. Alright, back to Liwa. Something doesn't want me to find that mask. Well, something is going to be disappointed. There! Turaga Matao called this Kahanohi Kakama, the Great Mask of Speed. So let's see what it can do. Maybe it's time to challenge Gali to a race. But at that moment, Gali was beyond thoughts of competition. Her quest had taken her far from the water to the peak of the great rock spire. At last, when Turaga Vakama showed me this peak, I feared the climb would never end. But now the great mask of levitation is mine. What madness! The mask, I must reach it. The mountain. It's collapsing. A little closer, please, just a little closer. Got you. This had better work. Amazing. The mask lets me float in the air. Then again, perhaps this was not the wisest place to land. No, not wise at all. So yeah, they can switch between the masks and whatnot at will. They're like... There's a curious thing about these Toa is that they're the only purpose-built Toa. The other Toa you'll see later down the line have to be created through the villagers. So these are the only ones that are purpose-built, and so they have greater control of their mask powers, but that's lore. We'll get into that later. While Gali faced her foes, Liwa prepared for the journey back to the village of his people. The Mask of Speed brings great power, but I still prefer the freedom of the trees. So once again I will call upon the Mask of Levitation. Liwa, the Toa of Air, loved to travel among the highest limbs of the trees, so near the sky. But even the skies of Matanui hold danger. Here, climbing higher only means you have further to fall. Oh no, his mask fell off. These have been the tales of Gali, Toa of Water, and Liwa, Toa of Air. Perhaps the last we shall ever tell. But obviously, no, they will tell more tales because they ain't dead. Man, I wish I was alive to be a part of these competitions and shit. It'd be so cool to win some of these things. Here you have the different villagers, which you could get at McDonald's. They were pretty famous. You got Huki, Unepu, Maku, Matoro, Jala, and Kongu. Now we're on to the last of the three, which will focus on the last two Toa, Tahu and Onua. Big Claws, who is currently winning the vote, by the way. Remember to go vote, Discord and Community tab. The quests for the Mask of Power has grown more dangerous each day. With the amazing feats of the Toa have drawn the attention of Makuta, who is preparing to unleash the power of the Rahi and the natural forces of the island itself against the Six Heroes. The fate of Matanui and all who dwell upon it may be decided this day. I am the shape in the shadows. I am the darkness in the heart of Matanui. I live in the dread stories told by the Turaga around the village fires. The dark creatures, the manas, the Rahi are my servants. I am Makuta. Makuta. Those who dare to challenge me, as the Toa have done, will be defeated. Liwa's safety is an illusion, one the jaws of Muaka will dispel. Liwa will be the first to fall, and then... But what is this? No, Rai cannot be defeated. Liwa may have escaped, but Gali, Toa of Water, is surely doomed. The creatures are closing in. Great beings, grant me strength. Who dares defy the will of Makuta? You... Tahu? Gali, behind you. So, the Toa now work together. Then they can fall together as well. Welcome, Toa of Water. Do not be afraid. Your body is safe in the ocean's embrace. Only your mind has journeyed to here to behold your future. What is this place? Who are you? We are what you and the other Toa shall become. When each of you have found all the great masks of power, you shall be able to join forces and defeat Makuta. 3 shall become a Wairuha and walk the path of wisdom. 3 shall become myself Akamai, and walk the path of the warrior. So you can see they've all merged together into two greater beings, which was one of the gimmicks of getting them all, typical collectathon stuff. Remember, Gali, only by uniting will the Toa find the strength to triumph. For now, child of the waters, farewell. Wait, I must know more. It's all right, Gali. The Rahi have fled. Tahu, I had the strangest vision. We can talk about it later. Onua has called a meeting. The others are waiting for us near the landing site. How convenient the Toa have gathered together, saving me the trouble of hunting them down. I felt it was time we met again. This place holds dangers we have never dreamed of, maybe even more than any of us can handle alone. We need to learn to work together. Our future depends on it. I don't know. I'm still not much for teaming up. Then again, there's nothing like a little togetherness. That lava flow could destroy the entire island. You have the Mask of Speed. Can you get me there? Sure, Onua. But what are you going to do once we are there? Watch and learn. Wait, where's Pohatu? Why is he not at the meeting? I thought Tahu was the expert on lava. He is, but my people live underground. Molten rock is nothing new to me. Your speed and my digging combined create a trench to catch the lava flow, so it doesn't harm the island. Tao couldn't have done better. The volcano drew two of the Toa away. My Rahi will show the others they were fools to challenge the power of Makuta. Here's a gift for you, Kopaka. I hope you won't mind if I keep it chilled for later. Ah, here's Pohatu, he's shown up. Oh, looks like Tahu is about to have some unpleasant company. And he just kicks rocks, because that's what he does. He kicks rocks. And then cool, they're working together, doing combos and shit. Well, a few thousand tons of sand will douse Toa Tahu's fire for good. Makuta turns this very island against us. But with only a fraction of my power, sand becomes glass. They make a lot of puns in this series, by the way, so just be aware of that. What? Too bad I haven't found the Mask of Levitation yet, because the ground is a long way down. But perhaps if I heat the air below me, it will slow my fall enough that I can catch you with ease, Tahu. You really should seek out the Mask of Levitation, I know. I have the power of the Mask of Shielding, but you have no protection from their attacks, Gali. As long as the underground waters obey my commands. It is Makuta and his creatures that need protection. These Toa are more dangerous than I imagined. But there is nothing they can do to stop my Nui Rama. More Rahi. Nightmares on the wing. I believe I had enough of this. It's over for now. But when next the Toa challenge Makuta, not all their power will save them. We have won our first battle, but there will be more. We must be prepared to fight them, separately and together. I almost feel sorry for Makuta trying to take us all on. I have no use for teams, but I will assist when I'm needed. Same here. The masks of power are as good as ours. Then let Makuta tremble this day. We stand together until Matanui is free. Oh shit. The Kanohi Vahi is already introduced? Oh damn. Spoiler alert, comics. Jesus. Spoiler alert, comics. Jesus. Let me just check if it actually follows up properly from there. No, it doesn't really. Maybe I need to check the books. Because there's also books and graphic novels and shit. Oh. No, where's the no. Story. Books. Novels. Toa. Oh, we just have straight up books. That, yeah, sure, we can read the straight up books. I have time. The Legend of Mata Nui. In the time before time, the Great Spirit descended from the heavens. Hold on, I need to actually readjust the size of the page. Just realized. There you go. That works. The Legend of Mata Nui. In the time before time, the Great Spirit descended from the heavens, carrying we, the ones called the Matoran. Okay, so yeah, here it's been changed to Matoran, from Tohunga, to this island paradise. We were separate and without purpose, so the Great Spirit blessed us with 3 virtues: unity, duty, and destiny. Very intense music for this not so intense part of the story. Hold on. We embraced these gifts, and in gratitude we named our island home Mata Nui, after the Great Spirit himself. But our happiness was not to last. Mata Nui's brother, Makuta, was jealous of these honors and betrayed him. Makuta cast a spell over Mata Nui, who fell into a deep slumber. Makuta's power dominated the lands as field withered away, sunlight grew cold, and ancient values were forgotten. Still, all hope was not lost. Legends told of 6 mighty heroes, the Toa, who had arrived to save Mata Nui. Time would reveal that these were not simple myths, for the Toa did appear on the shores of the island. They arrived with no memory, no knowledge of one another, but they pledged to defend Mata Nui and its people against the darkness. Tahu, Onua, Gali, Niwa, Pohatu, and Kopaka, great warriors with great power, drawn from the very elements themselves. Together they were 6 heroes with one destiny, to defeat Makuta and save Mata Nui. This is their story. So this is, less visual, so it's more up to your minds, but now you've seen the comics, you should be able to visualize it a bit in your heads, I think. A beach. He was standing on a sweeping expanse of sand, sloping gently down to the sea. As he gazed out at the ocean, he saw waves breaking over a coral reef. Beyond that, there was nothing but water stretching to an unbroken horizon. Where am I? He thought, his mind a haze of memories and dreams. Who am I? Tahu. The word, a name, floated through his mind. It seemed to fit, to make sense somehow, but little else did. Tahu shook his head in frustration. Why couldn't he remember more? How had he come to this place, and why? He glanced towards the polished canister that had brought him here. Near it he saw several red components lying on the sand. 2 turned out to be blades, shaped into the form of leaping red flames. They fitted together into a sword, the handle sitting comfortably in his clawed hand. But when he swung the sword, it felt heavy and awkward. He scowled. Useless hunk of metal, he muttered, jabbing the blade into the sand. Then he noticed the mask. It stared up at him with gaping eye holes, its surface catching... sorry, I lost where I was. Its surface catching the sunlight so that it appeared to come alive in his hands. Taking a deep breath, Tahu lifted the mask to his face. A surge of power coursed through him. Yes, this was more like it. Tahu grabbed the flame sword and lifted it. This time, to his surprise, the blade was glowing with crimson fire. When he swung the sword, it sizzled through the air, trailing sparks in its wake. Yes, Tahu said with grim satisfaction. Now we're getting somewhere. But was he? He let the sword fall to his side, overwhelmed by despair. Why was he here? What was he supposed to do now? Why can't I remember? He howled, swinging his sword over his head. A bolt of fiery energy shot forth, erupting into the sky like a volcano. Sparks showered down onto the beach, but Tahu didn't feel their heat. Power. I have such power, he thought with wonder. The power of fire, of heat and flame, but where does it come from? What is it for? More questions, and still he had no answers. Not knowing made him shake with frustration and rage. It made him want to turn his sword against the earth, the sky, the beach, the very world itself. It was tempting, so tempting, to lose himself in chaos, to strike out with no thought for past, future, or anything else. Tahu took a deep breath. No, he couldn't allow himself to give in. Somehow he knew that just as he'd known his name. Okay, he told himself. The knowing will come. At least, I hope it will. You know, it's, still no one's watching, but, hey. We're doing it. We're reading. Liwa, Tuav Air. This sturdy clinked winner will do, I expect, the bright green figure murmured to himself, stretching to grab the thick vine that was hanging down in front of him. He glanced into the canyon below, then shook his head and grinned. No second think, just go. With that, he leaped off the tree branch overhanging the canyon. He swung himself halfway across, then let go. Momentum carried him in a graceful arc over and past the gorge. He laughed with delight as he landed cleanly on a nearby tree. Now that was fun, he exclaimed. He hadn't been sure what he could make such a leap, but now he knew at least one thing: the air was his friend. He didn't know much else. He knew his name was Liwa. At least he thought so. He liked the name. It sounded strong and mysterious. Liwa, mystery king of know-nothingness, he thought with a smile. That's me. He glanced down at himself, at his strong limbs the color of the jungle leaves. In one hand he carried an axe-like blade, perfect for slicing through thick underbrush or twining foliage. Although he couldn't see it, he knew that his bright green mask swept back in a streamlined shape, perfect for cutting through the air. His smile faded as his mind flashed back to the dreams. Was that all they were? Dreams? He hoped so, for they had been dark and chaotic and filled him with fear. Never mind, he muttered. Time enough for dark thought later. It's time for some answer-finding. The way Liwa speaks is interesting. You hear that in the movies as well. He says words like dark thought and answer-finding. I like it. It's kind of Shakespearean in a way. Liwa had immediately found himself drawn to the lush, dripping jungle. Now that he was here, he felt at home. As he reached the edge of a large stand of volo trees, Liwa jumped onto a slender branch. The motion flung something out of a nest of feathers and twigs farther along the branch. He cried out in dismay, realizing that he had just ejected a baby taku out of its nest. Without thought, he flung one arm upward through the air, directing in the direction of the falling chick. Up you go, he cried. For a moment he thought that the baby bird was flying away, then he realized the truth. No, not flying. The wind had caught it and carried it aloft. Leaping across to a closer branch, Liwa reached up and caught the chick gently in one hand. He placed it carefully back in its nest. Now what kind of happy luck was that? He murmured. Or was it? Struck with a sudden impulse, he flung up his arm. Once again, a quick gust swooped up from below with a swirl of leaves. It was me, Liwa breathed in amazement. I did it. The wind answers to me. So this is just introducing all the characters, I guess, and what they were up to when they landed, because we only really saw when Kopaka landed, but here we're seeing all of them. Onua. Dig, pull, scrape, push, dig, pull, scrape, push. Onua fell into comfortable rhythm as he scooped out a new tunnel. He was happy to be underground. But he still felt uneasy. Aside from his name, he didn't know anything about who or where he was, and he couldn't shake the feeling that he was somehow missing something, missing a piece of himself. But he pushed that worry aside. There was no sense of wasting energy fretting over what he couldn't control, and all he could do was control what he could, like the digging. Onua powered his huge hands forward through a rocky section of the tunnel wall. He met empty air instead of rock. Interesting. Pushing through with a shower of stones and clay, Onua found himself in a large cavern. In the center of a tower of rock ended in a flat stone platform. Atop it, a light stone glowed. So there are others underground, Onua thought. Perhaps they will have some answers for me. He spotted a tunnel in the far wall of the cavern and followed it. Turning a corner, he was startled to see a familiar-looking figure at the center of a large mural. "Is that me?" he whispered. Reaching out to touch the image, it portrayed a powerful-looking figure with a wedge-shaped mask and large clawed hands. The figure was standing among 5 other similar figures. As Onua touched the lines of the carving, he felt a strange vibration in the wall. Stepping forward, he put his head to it, listening intently. Thunka, 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 thunka. It was a steady rhythm. Onua had no idea what it meant, but he planned to find out. With one last glance at the picture of himself, he turned and continued down the tunnel, keeping one hand on the wall to follow the vibrations. The pulse grew stronger and stronger, and with the next twist of the tunnel, Onua found what he was looking for. Another enormous cavern lay before him, lit by more lightstone platforms. Dozens of stone columns stretched up to the high ceiling. Between these columns were paths made of cobblestone set into the earthen floor. Stone benches stood beside the paths, and a small clear stream trickled through the cavern. It must be a park of some sort, Onua realized. But down here? Why and how? Stepping forward, he saw that the little stream emptied out into a still, round pool lined with pebbles. In the center, reddish-brown gemstones spelled out a word. Onu Koro. Onu Koro. What did that mean? What kind of connection did it have with his name? Before he had time to ponder this, Onua saw a small figure hurrying across the park. Onua leaped forward. "You there!" he called. "Hey, hello!" The figure glanced over his shoulder, then stopped short. "Oh! Uh-oh." Onua frowned. Perhaps this being didn't speak the same language as he did. He cleared his throat. "Hello," he said as slowly and clearly as he could. "Me, Onua." He put a hand on his chest and pointed toward the other. "Who you? Do you understand me?" "Oh, yes," the small figure cried, bending into a sort of hurried bow. "Oh, Toa Onua, we have been waiting for you for such a long time. Come, please. Turaga Wenua will want to see you right away." Confused, Onua followed him. "You know my name," he said. "But I don't know yours." "Oh, forgive my rudeness, Toa. My name is Onepu. I'm a Matoran of this village of Onukora." Onepu led the way through a series of tunnels and caverns. Soon they reached another large cavern. On each wall, a series of carved-out dwellings climbed nearly to the ceiling. "Wait here, please, Toa," Onepu said, gesturing towards a large stone bench near the fountain. "I will fetch the Turaga." Is this really what I'm doing right now? I don't even know if I need the live chat to appear on stream. No one's even talking. But it's really not that fun to do when it's just me here, you know. So if anybody is watching this after it's been live, come join me for the other live streams, please. They'll be around the same time during the weekends, and then they'll be later in the day and shorter on the weekdays. So Monday through Friday, they'll be later in the day and shorter, and weekends they'll be longer and start earlier, usually. Yeah, I recommend you all guys go read these. These are all freely available, biomedia.com. And as you can see, they all just describe in detail how all the different Tua arrived. I think you get a good sense, because it's a very long one. How far does it go in the story? I need to check. See if there's anything I need to read for you guys to get the lore. So they find the masks. They work together. Makuta Does it get to the Borok? No, but this does get to the final battle with Makuta, so it does cover a bit more than the first 3 comics. But so basically what happens going into the Borok saga of 2002 is they find all the masks, right? They find all the masks, and then they get like these golden masks. I don't remember exactly the lore. I need to brush up on a little bit of it myself, but we'll do the Borok saga another time. I'm thinking I have some other stuff I could do. Hold on. I have. Yeah, we'll do the. You know what? We'll do the. Why not? We'll do like the tier lists and stuff. So for example, hold on, which one did I use here? No, or was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. So I just add some stuff. So you can see all the different Toa and stuff, but I don't really. We're not going to rank all of them because you guys haven't been introduced to all of them yet, but we'll rank more and more of them as we go. For now, we'll just rate the initial 6 that we've just seen. I'll start with the leader, I guess, which would be Tahu. I think, you know, Tahu, he's a typical arrogant leader type. He has his moments, but I don't think he's great. He's in B tier for me. His design's great though. Simple, effective. Gali, definitely an A tier. It's the smartest one, really, and one of the better designed ones in my opinion. I like the mask a lot. The water breathing thing works really well. We have first Kopaka. Kopaka is obviously S tier. Liwa, it's a A tier. It's not really my thing, but I like the design. I like the axe. I like the whole like flying around thing. What else we got? Big claws, easily. You know what? I'm gonna put Liwa in B tier with Tahu and put Onua in A tier with Gali. We have Pohatu. He's absolutely an S tier. So that's how I'd rank the original 6, in my opinion. What else is there? This first stream is going to be very unorganized. I've never been good at planning and shit. Yeah, we can do this one. Hold on. So we're gonna like reset this. Give me a second. Okay, so yeah, so I've already I've already ranked these before, so we're gonna have to quickly put them all down into a unranked section. And all right. All right, so I'm gonna rank all the different years of Bionicle, because just to give you guys an idea of which parts I enjoy and which parts I don't. Obviously we have to start with the first 2001 initial release, absolutely an A tier wave, I'd say. 2002 with the Borok, that's also A tier. Not perfect, almost, very close to it. 2003 is B tier. 2004 is absolutely an S tier, I think. 2005 is B tier. 2006, good story. I'm not a big fan of the design, so that's a C tier. 2007 is a B tier. 2008 is also B tier. 2009, I'd say A tier. 2010, C tier. 2015 is shit, and 2016 is almost not shit. And that's my rankings of the years, and we'll get to explore all these different years and their lore and their sets and whatnot further down the line. So that's that. But yeah, I really recommend checking out Biomedia. Such a cool site. It is such a cool site, genuinely. Because it has everything, almost. Everything. It's got the comics, it's got the games, it's got all kinds of stuff. There's also a fan game in the works that you can check out on Steam, which I'm excited to see when that comes out. But as you can see, they only seem to have comics here from 2001 to 2005. And I believe there's more, isn't there? Or there's at least novels and books and stuff. We'll check it out. Because there's stuff from 2006 through 2010. And I'm a 2004 kid, you know, so I was kind of late to the party, as you can see. Unfortunately. But my cousins and my brothers and shit, they got to live through all of it, so I'm jealous of that. But yeah, they have everything. They have fan content, they have promo CDs, they have stuff for the story, music, pictures, videos, games, even news. There's news still. I'm probably gonna cut this first stream short because I'm not really doing much. I guess I could keep reading the book or do more of the comics, just to get you guys into the lore and stuff. Actually, I recommend. Let me see if I can find it on YouTube. Oh look, there's my stream. Anyway, Bionicle lore. If you search Bionicle lore, there's this playlist right here by Duck Bricks at YouTube, or the 9-hour full-length thing putting all of it together, where you can get all the lore from the very beginning. Because the thing is that if you just go into the lore via the comics here, the 2001 stuff, technically not the beginning of the story. It's where the sets and the story began during writing, but they added prequel stuff, which leads up to it. I believe the Borok saga is directly after the initial release. Same with 2003, I believe. But Metro Nui is a prequel. And then there's no comics for stuff that happens before that, and it's all kinds of stuff. So it's a bit complicated, but I believe I can get you guys through this. This is just a quick introduction, give you guys kind of an idea of what's going on. There's also currently, of course, if I go here, there is the poll. There we go. We can see I'm gonna buy one of these at the end of the month, and you guys could vote for which ones you want. Currently, Onua, Big Claws himself is winning. He's got a total of 5 votes, a bit over half. Kopaka is second with 2 votes. Pohatu got 1, Gali got 1, and Tahu and Liwa got nothing. Which is fair, they're kind of the most basic out of them. Gali is the woman, Pohatu's got thick legs, Kopaka's the cool one, and Onua has big meaty claws. You can also leave comments if you want. Some of you have already done, but let's see, total 7, 8, 9. Only 9 people have voted, so get in your votes, because this is open till the end of March for another 27 days. So, because I'm gonna buy one of these. I think in each Bionicle March, I'm gonna buy a Bionicle set. So this year we're doing one of the original 6 Toas. That's where we're starting. I'm okay with Onua. You know what? Why don't we actually, hold on. Can I change the title of it? There you go. Change the title. I believe. Anyway. I think we totally have the time to do the Matanui online game. See if I can, yeah. There you go. Matanui online game release through the 30 FPS, I guess. Oh great, it's small and up here. That's wonderful. Play full screen. There you go. Oh, no, this is weird. Okay. Do chapter 1. Here we have an inventory. We got a light stone. This audio is really bad, but it's a point and click game. So here you have one of the Toa canisters. I'm not sure if we're playing as one of the Toa or not, though. I think we're like Matoro or something. No, Matoro. Takua? Help, help me, my village has been attacked. Will you help me? What happened? I was away when the Rahi attacked, and when I returned, the monsters were everywhere, destroying everything in sight. Nokama and the others barricaded themselves into a hut to hide, but the Rahi broke the pump, and the hut sank beneath the waves. Man, the audio mixing is so shit. Which I mean is fair, because this is old as balls. It's over a decade, 2 decades old. Over 2 decades, yeah. Please, there is no time. My people are in great danger. Yes, I will help you. Go to Gakoro and find Nokama. She's very wise and might have a plan for escape. I'll try to find Gali. If the Rahi are near the village, she's the only one who can defeat them. She's on a great quest and may be very far away. The only way to get to Gakoro from here is by sea, so you must take my boat, and I will search for the Toa on foot. Good luck, and tell Nokama I am safe. I believe we're playing as Takua, which is the main character kind of in the early, like, main character out of the non-Toa. Oh, this is like a puzzle. I see. Do they have to be equal, or do we just weigh it down? Okay, there's some sort of puzzle to this. There we go. Yeah, I just have to make them equal. Let's go. Where is everybody? Did not mean to go underwater. Go there, gonna go in here. What's this then? Is it a weapon? Something I can do here. Well, I'm assuming they're all, you know, in this place, but I can't go there. Let's go back, not underwater though, but like from, no, I'm just getting lost here, Jesus. Go this way. From here we go to this thing, whatever this is. I see we need a cog. Get the pump going again. That's the problem. We need to find a cog. Why could there be a cog? Well, I don't see any cogs. Don't see anything I can click on. This is sort of strange. I do not know what it is I am doing. For nothing here seems... What was that? Nothing here seems to be of the clickable kind. Oh, here we go, I found something. Right. Who is that? Who's there? Maku sent me to rescue you. Maku escaped, we were so worried about her. We are trapped here underwater, the door is stuck and we can't open it. If the village pumps are repaired, the hut will rise to the surface and we can escape. The Rahi smashed them to pieces and fell into the water. If you can find the missing piece and bring it back to the pump machine, it will float us back up. I left a light stone in my hut to help you see underwater. Please hurry. Hold on, I'll be back. Alright. But I have a light stone though. So if we go here, use the light stone. We might be able to find the cog with it. Is what they're getting at? Oh, there it is. Got it. Right. So yeah, we are currently playing as Takua, who becomes sort of the main character for a while. It is certainly a strange thing. Oh, we can leave. Okay, yeah. This is certainly a strange game from back in the day. But, I'm gonna go ahead and stop there. I don't know, guys. What can I say? For one, it's really tough to stream when no one's interested in watching. Obviously, I don't mind it, but because people can watch it after I'm done going live. But on the other hand, you know, feeling like it's not really worth it. There's better games, I promise, and the comics are gonna get better and all that. Trust me. All right, just know deep down in your heart, Bionicle is good. Go watch the retold stuff. It's worth it. And if you already love Bionicles, then you'll know how cool it is. All right, but it takes a bit getting into. And I get that. You know, it's not always that everybody has nostalgia for everything, and I get that. But hopefully, you know, maybe we'll get to do some more cool stuff later this month, and we'll do some more, because I have a bunch more games. We need to complete the games and read all the books through and all that. We got plenty of stuff to do. And I got plenty of time on my hands. I'm really not in the mood for streaming for a long time today. I don't know, man. I'm feeling pretty burnt out lately for no apparent reason. It's not like I've been making a lot of content, really. So I don't know what the fuck's going on with my brain, but I guess I'm just not feeling it. So sorry about that, guys, but hopefully at least it was somewhat entertaining, and I'll do better next time. Alright. See you guys.